Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Going to be getting back to work on the MR2 in this video. Still have lots of little things to wrap up after I got it out of here for that car show last weekend. Still have to get all the trunk trim put in, the frunk trim, recover the passenger seat, gonna have to figure out the door cards. I have pedal covers to match the pedal I got from Frankenstein, the Toyota ones that they're the same style. So just lots of little things that are gonna add up over time. So I am going to start getting to work on some of these little items and get this car put back together so I can actually call it a finished-ish project. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is work in the trunk. So I'm going to go ahead and get some of these wires cleaned up, zip tied together so they're tucked up against the firewall out of the way. I'll leave the plug for the OBD2 scanner a little bit loose so I can drape that over the top of the surround and carpeting, which I have the stack of all of the interior parts right there. So yeah, I'm gonna wipe things down, get things zip tied in place, then I'll go ahead and install the trim. All right, wiped everything down with some mechanics wipes, just trying to clean up the gaps or the jams a little bit better. And you can see I got all the wiring zip tied and then pulled the OBD2 port off to the side. So I'm gonna go ahead now and start putting the actual trim back in and see how it turns out. All right, and here we go. All the carpet is reinstalled. All the little push pins are in place. And as far as the OBD2 port, there's actually a little notch for another wiring harness that comes through there for the rear lights, and that's a perfect spot to have it pop through. So it's just gonna dangle there, and that is the access for reading codes. So that works perfectly. Just one last thing to do, and that is put in my trunk tray, just to finish everything off. All right, job done as far as I'm concerned. That's the MR2 Heaven reproduction trunk liner mat. Fits pretty well, does the job, and also covers up the kind of dingy spots on the trunk floor where the carpet is just kind of worn through and stained from the years. So makes it look a whole lot nicer. So that is definitely job done. So next on the list is going to be the front area. As you can see, it's absolutely filthy. So you know, the underside of the hood and everything in here needs to be cleaned, and then I can go ahead and put the trim in, which is sitting over there. It needs to be cleaned and polished as well. And then I have like the headlight surrounds and then the panel that goes right here down in my basement as well to clean up and reinstall. So I am going to get to cleaning this area up. So it's coming along slowly but surely. A lot of what I'm fighting, it appears there's some sort of like aftermarket undercoating that was sprayed on here, and that's what all that like grimy stuff you can see is. I mean, I'm cutting through it. If you looked before, you would seen that this strut tower was completely covered. It just takes quite a few of these mechanics heavy cleaning wipes with the solvent on them to try and cut through it. So pretty happy how the black trim cleaned up. That piece was totally covered in Bondo dust and whatnot, so that cleaned up pretty nice. So I'm just going to keep at it with the elbow grease, trying to get all this undercoating and grime and whatever off of the paint. All right, so here is the frunk all put together, cleaned up. I mean, I can definitely probably go a little further with the cleaning, but this was kind of, I got it good enough. There's a Cars and Coffee I'm planning on going to tomorrow morning, so I still need to do the underside of the hood. I can do that another time. And if you look at the headlight surrounds, I scrubbed at it. It's etched with something. I don't know what spilled on this thing at some point in its life, but both the surrounds on the inside there are etched. It's like the plastic is discolored. So you can see it's fine on the other side. I wiped and wiped and wiped, but it's actually the plastic has been discolored. So maybe I can paint them, I'm not sure, or dye them or something. I'll have to look into options, but yeah, so there is the front all back together, cleaned up the spare tire, jack kit, all that stuff. I'll put it back in place, and pretty happy with how that turned out. All right, now that the frunk is taken care of, I'm going to start doing the recovering of the passenger seat. As you can see, I took off the side cover. This one's easier than the driver's side because you don't have the adjuster for the pitch of the base. You just have the pull lever for the recline. So it's just remove that pull lever, one Phillips screw, and then just work it off of the clips. I'm not going to go through this one like I did the other one. You've already seen one video on how to do the cover. One unfortunate thing I did find with this is when I went to take my headrest off, The adjuster, this is what, it's snapped off of the mount that goes into the seat. So I'm gonna have to try and glue that or plastic weld it or something. So something I wasn't expecting to have to do that I'm gonna have to do. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get the base off of this and start disassembling the seats and get the covers swapped. And just a quick note, one thing I am doing differently on this one versus the driver's side that I learned from my mistake previously is I am taking the bottom cushion off of the rails early on, and then the rails are still attached to the upper. I'm actually probably gonna leave them attached and just do the cover while it's still attached to the uppers. That way I don't have any problems getting the bolts back in or whatnot with the covers in the way. So just something I learned when I did the driver's seat. The bolts are buried underneath the cover, so it's almost easier just to leave it attached and just work with it. Plus that'll give it a base to kind of hold it upright when you're putting the new cover on. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the cover swapped. I'll let you know if there are any issues. All right, quick update, base is done. This one definitely fought me a lot more than the driver's side. And obviously I still need to work out some wrinkles and whatnot. I'm guessing it's because the foam on this side was in much better shape, much more firm. So the fit was a lot tighter. I definitely had to do a lot more wrestling to just try and get things in place. So it's on, all the hog rings are in place. I'm just gonna have to kind of work with it a little bit over time just to loosen up the leather and refit everything perfectly. But bottom's on, just need to do the back and then get the seat back together. All right, just a quick update. The back is on. As I said earlier, I left the brackets on. That made it easier. I didn't have to do anything on this side. This side, I did have to just remove this bolt to unhook the lower portion from the upper pivot just so I could put a slice in this little flap and then wrap it over and then get it tucked underneath. But other than that, it's together. So I'm gonna flip this on the base, get the seat portion reinstalled, and then the seat will be done other than the headrest. I did go ahead and glue the holder, sleeve, whatever you want to call it, for the headrest. So I have to let that set overnight before reinstalling it, but I'll go ahead and get the seat together and back in the car. All right, seat is installed. Again, the wrinkles should work themselves out over time, just, some heat cycling and sitting in the seat a few times and whatnot. It should make things smooth out. The driver's seat's already better than it was when I initially did it. So you can see I've got the one keeper in, the other one still dry and glue-wise. So once it's dry, I'll put it in. That'll probably be tomorrow, and then I can put the headrest in as well, and the seat install will be complete. All right, next morning, as you can see, got the headrest cover installed on the passenger seat, and it reinstalled everything into the seat itself. You can see it's still a little wrinkly. I'm gonna be taking it out to the car show today, so hopefully a little sun, a little warmth, and things are gonna start cleaning up. I'm gonna go over it a little bit with, just kind of massage it a little bit with a towel and see if, it helps get anything smoothed out or whatnot. And then I'm gonna give this thing a wipe down and then hit the road. It's a Cars and Coffee event at a Mercedes dealership, so see what shows up. They're kind of advertising it as, a lot of high-end cars, stuff like that. So depending on if there's a DJ, I'll either do video or maybe just, insert a bunch of photos. Just all depends. I want to get video taken down for having music on it that I don't have a copyright to, because YouTube will definitely do that. So depending on what's going on there will either be some video or photos from the show. All right, so there's a lot of different stuff here, and it's kind of intermixed in between dealer lot cars, but try and skip over that stuff. But a really good turnout considering it looks like it might rain now, although it was supposed to be nice as of the original forecast this morning. Scooby Club. A few dealer cars. big Aston
Fucking red doesn't help at all.
rollers.
But it's ruby red, so it goes black.
You see the shade of red over by the bush?
Yeah. No, but
Yeah.
shade.
Man, those things are beautiful. Check out Evo 4. Sweet. That's T-Bird. FDRX7.
That's what he said he was going to order one.
Beautiful car. Another row of cars over here. That's a beautiful Fox. Pretty rare little SVO. Old school Supra. It's a Bentley. Love the little model on the rotisserie on the roof. Pretty cool. There's my beast. There's a couple cars that snuck in behind. Clips S2000. GT4 RS. Wicked Bronco.
How do you stock mufflers?
I'll get in.
So I blew my stock mufflers apart.
Nice machine.
bigger money cars tucked away. Carrera GT, GTR. McLaren back here in the corner.
What's going on, man? You gotta park that baby up front. How you doing? Good. Oh, it's a wrap, Jay. It's a wrap.
So I think this is a dealer car because the same guy driving this is the same guy that was driving the Carrera GT and many other cars earlier. Either way, still cool. Brand new Mazda. Goes GTR screaming up the road, followed by Camaro. Look at this beauty that just pulled in. Wow, the color is gorgeous. All right, back from the show. This car was again a huge hit. Can't believe the amount of conversations I had with people, the amount of, oh my God, it's an MR2, you never see these conversations. Quite a few people saying, man, you see Lamborghinis and Ferraris at all these shows, you never see MR2s. It was just awesome. So glad to hear all the positive feedback. Everybody was just thoroughly impressed. Repeatedly told how beautiful the car is. You never see him this clean. The engine swap looks like it belongs there. Just awesome feedback. So very, very happy. The car shined again. So loving this car. Great time at the show. Looking forward to more to come this year. So if you're enjoying the content, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please hit the notification bell. I didn't get to do the pedals that I planned on doing in this one. I've got the pedal covers and there's still a lot more. I've got a injector cover I need to install. More cleanup stuff, things like that. So lots of little things still to do on this car. So there will be more to come. I am probably going to get to work on the Cobra as well now that this thing's pretty drivable and pretty ready to go. Because I do need to start, hacking into the wiring and the dash mods and all that fun stuff. So you'll probably start seeing more of a balance of videos between the MR2 and the Cobra going forward. So again, thank you for watching and have a great day.